Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2020 Honda CR-V touring with the new hybrid powertrain. So a huge shout out and thank you to Stockton 12 Honda for providing us with this hybrid CR-V. Definitely check out the inventory in the link below if you're in the market for new Honda. Let's get right into it. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder with some hybrid assistance. Total system power output is 212 horsepower and then 232 pound-feet of torque, with fuel economy being 40 around town and then 35 on the highway. The 0 to 60 time stated from the manufacturer is anywhere from 7 seconds to 7.5 seconds. Don't ask me how that's possible. Now let's go over the front end of the CR-V with the hybrid, and notice that there's not a whole lot of changes compared to a traditional CR-V. You still get the really nice LED lights up there at the front, the fog lights just down below. The only real difference that I've noticed is that the Honda logo now has like a little blue outline around it. Other than that, everything else in the front end just looks like any other Honda CR-V. Coming around the side here, we've got two 35mm tires on 19-inch rims, and they have this kind of like beautiful gloss gray metallic finish on them, which I think just looks really premium, really nice in general. You've got the fender flares that go all the way around and down the side to the rear. You do get a little hybrid badge on the side. Again, that's another way to tell this is a hybrid compared to a CR-V with the regular powertrain, but there is a full side view on the hybrid CR-V. You have a couple functions here on the key fob. Now, before we go over that, on the back, you've got the Honda logo, and then that will, if you just pull that little tab, that'll pop out the spare key. But you've got your lock at the top, the unlock. This releases the hatch, and this is a remote start. You do have to lock it, and then once you lock it, you just hold down the remote start function, and then it will start up. Since this is the hybrid, it is just going to turn on the electric aspect. It'll blink at you again with the rear, letting you know that it's on, or you guys can actually hear the engine just a little bit. But we can press that again, and that'll shut it back off. Finishing things up in the rear, all we have to do is hold this function, and then that will open up the rear hatch. Now, actually popping over to the rear hatch here in the CR-V, notice that we get all of our floor mats back here. They do give you a cargo cover with it, which I think that's a really nice touch. These actually lower down the seat, so you have to pull this tab right here, and then that'll lower down the seat. The seatbelt's actually blocking it, but that is what's supposed to lower down the seat. Now notice that there is another little tab right here. Pick that up, and you do get some stuff, so like you can use this to fill stuff up. It's a little cap thing, and well, that is pretty much everything for the back. Finally, when you are done, all you have to do is just press this, and everything will close back up. Finishing things up in the back, I've always liked the taillights on the CR-V. They just have these massive LED lights that come down. I think it's just really distinctive, and I actually like the look of it in general. We do get another hybrid badge there at the bottom. Singular exhaust tip just popping out of the very bottom right there. Parking sensors all along the very bottom part, and yeah, I mean, that's everything else. Other than the badging, you wouldn't really have knowledge that this is a hybrid. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing. This does have a little kick step thing, so I don't know if I can get it to work because I'm really bad at getting these to work, but it does have the thing where you put your foot underneath, and let's see if I can get it to... Oh, I am magical. I just got it to work. So yeah, it also has that to open up the hatch. Now opening up the door panel here in the rear, notice that we have this wood trim that goes all the way across the top right there, and then you do get this nice leather padding just down below with contrasted stitching. It's pretty nice how much they actually put there on the door panel. Now here are the seats in the back, and notice that they do have a little bit of a recline function if you do want to use that. I like the design here on the center of the seat. I think it's definitely unique, but popping in, just have to duck a little bit and getting in. Other than that, step and height is perfect. I have a ton of legroom back here, actually. Like, this is massive. If you're wondering, I'm 5'11", and headroom as well. I mean, this is actually really good. I'm really comfortable back here. Now, there are a couple of vents for ventilation here in the back. You do get a couple little USBs, and we do get some cup holders with an armrest. Coming up to the front, the keyless entry to lock it is just right there, and then you just have to put your hand in the back of the door handle to unlock it. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Now, the door panel here in the front is identical to the rear. It's just a little bit longer, and then you do get your memory seat functions here on the side of the door, all of your window controls and mirror adjustments as well. And then here are the rest of the seats at the front. So you've got the white contrasted stitching, pretty nicely bolstered. In terms of the leather, it actually feels really soft to the touch. There are your adjustments on these seats themselves. You've got the pedal layout there at the bottom, and then this is for the gas. That is for the hood release. Now, there are a couple features over here I'm gonna quickly go over. You got the stability control. That is to release the rear hatch. Your parking sensors, that's your lane departure, and then that is your collision assistance. There's the steering wheel. Let's pop in. Something that's pretty interesting is the little push start button just kind of like slowly illuminates and goes out. You guys can kind of see it doing that right now, but all you have to do is just press that, and notice that you don't hear any engine because it's in EV mode, and well, everything is on. Now here is the steering wheel in the CR-V hybrid. You've got your little heated steering wheel button right there. You've got the adaptive cruise control on this side. On the other side, you have the controls for the little center stack, your phone controls, voice command controls. They do have more of that white stitching on the inside. Very smooth leather on the outside of the steering wheel. And then you will note that there are little paddles there to shift through the gears, because it does have a CVT, but you guys get what I mean yourself. And well, that is everything for the steering wheel. Here's the center gauge cluster. This is pretty cool. It shows you the battery charge just right over there. On the left side and the right side, you've got the fuel, and then it's cool how it shows you again the charge and power, what you're using there instead of the RPMs at the top. Now you do have a couple different pages you can scroll through. Now this one, for example, will show you different bits of information like on the hybrid system, which I mean, it's pretty normal. Most hybrids show that. And then you've got like your fuel economy, all that kind of stuff, navigation. This one I thought was funny. Driver attention level, and you got 4 different bars, so it'll tell you how much attention you're paying to the road, which I think is funny. But yeah, that's the whole little center gauge cluster. Here is the infotainment system. Before we go over the functions, I just want to show you guys the camera system. So this is what pops up when you pop it into reverse. You get a traditional little backup camera, and then you can see right here there's a couple different views on it. If you did want to tow with this, you could use that view to hook up to a trailer. And I mean, other than that, it's a good camera system. I like the resolution on it as well. Now with the rest of the infotainment system, you have all these buttons here on the side, and you guys can see the response time on the buttons. I mean, it's pretty much instantaneous. Now I would recommend using these little arrows on the side to go from menu to menu. Obviously got to fully press them. The scroll function works okay. It just doesn't work as quick or as precise as the buttons, so I just kind of recommend that. Just my pro tip. But other than that, I mean, functionality on it's good, and I like the look of it as well. Now here are the controls for the climate. It is a dual zone climate. I just have it on auto right now, so it's doing everything for me. Heated seats here for the front. And then down below here, this is the gear selector area / drive mode selector area. You got your little parking brake and hold right there. Now to go through the different gears, you just push in for park, down for reverse, you push in for neutral, and then you push in for drive. Now, other than that, I mean, again, I think it's easy to use. It would take a second to get used to, but not that much time. Now over here, notice that you do have your sport mode, your eco mode, and then your EV mode. Now, those will be indicated right up here. So like if I go into sport mode, for example, the engine will turn on and it'll go into sport. Then I can press eco mode. And then you can see it says EV mode not available because it is too cold. So just lets you know everything that is happening. Really easy to use in general though. Now, as you can see, we get a couple USBs, and next to them we get a full little charging pad here, wireless charging. Got the cup holders right here, and then this is the center console. So you have this area which you can store stuff, and you do get a little 12 volt inside of that center console, and then you get another center console up here which just opens up to that center console, but it's the armrest part of it, and you do get this little part that you can pull down as well for some extra storage. So in terms of a center console for an SUV, it's pretty big. And then finishing things off with storage, here is the glove box. That's what it looks like. Pretty normal. You do get nice wood trim and nice like kind of stitching above it though. Now we do have the little sunglass holder up here, and it doubles as a mirror so you can look at the rear passengers. Regular sunroof, oh that is blinding, but regular sunroof, we'll do it one more time just for video's sake. But other than that, controls for the sunroof are just right up there. Now that we're done going over the interior on this CR-V hybrid, let's quickly talk about pricing. So this CR-V in the touring package with the hybrid on the equipment, it has stickers for about $37,000 for any type of market adjustment, which, I mean, it's right in line with like the RAV4 hybrid, for example, the Escape hybrid. I think it's actually less expensive than both of those when they're loaded up like this. So it's a good deal. Regardless, let's take the CR-V hybrid out and see how it drives. Let's quickly talk about visibility before we set off here in the CR-V. So visibility over the hood, it's unchanged from a regular CR-V, so it's actually really good. There is your visibility through both of the mirrors here in the CR-V, and then here's all throughout the rear, which, I mean, they use pretty big windows all throughout, and they're relatively square, rectangular-ish, so they're easy to see out of. And well, that all being said, we got to press the little button. Let's set off. Initially setting off here in the CR-V hybrid, and I'm actually really excited to drive this because unlike the Toyota hybrid, this, or I should say the Toyota RAV4 hybrid, this actually has more power and more torque than a traditional CR-V. So it is actually a performance upgrade, which is exciting. I think that more car manufacturers need to go that route when they do add a hybrid system, because just adding a hybrid system and not really making it more powerful, I get that it gets better fuel economy, but like, I want better fuel economy and more power if I'm going to pay the extra money to get a hybrid system. You know what I mean? And a random point, by the way, is the wireless charging in this works so well. Like, I set my phone on and boom, instantly like connects with it. Some wireless chargers, it's kind of touch and go. This one just perfect in terms of the response on it and everything. But turning right there, it's really easy to turn. The steering feel, it's right on par with where it should be in terms of vagueness and all that. Again, it's just right where it should be. But we're gonna pop in the sport mode for our little acceleration here. It's so weird to be in the little manual mode, but gonna get our little acceleration here now. Wow, it's actually quick. It is actually quick. I'm surprised. Like, it feels quick. That's weird. I wasn't expecting that because, again, this is supposed to be like a RAV4 competitor, and usually these aren't that quick, but I mean, this just, there's so much instant torque, and it's quick. This is definitely quick. So I'm really impressed with this hybrid system, and I'm gonna say it right now, I actually like this more than the RAV4 hybrid. From a price point perspective, they're pretty close, but this one has a little bit more power, a little bit more torque. And again, it's an actual upgrade from the regular CR-V with the 1.5 liter turbo, because I think that's right around like 190-ish horsepower. I'm gonna get another acceleration. Yeah, boom, just like right off the line, tons of torque. It does die off a little bit when it gets into mostly the engine, but I mean, it's really good. And the hybrid system is really seamless. Like, it goes from like charge to power really quick, and it's really good. I've got an eco mode now, so that's gonna be a little bit quieter. And it's in the fully electric mode too right now, so yeah, it's super seamless. This is so seamless from when you're just fully electric to the engine turning on. That's really good. So, I mean, I hope that like my reactions to this is like enough to show you guys that this is really solid. I'm really impressed with this CR-V hybrid. So if you're in the market for a hybrid SUV, again, Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, all that kind of stuff, I would definitely recommend checking out this new CR-V. It is worth a look. It's super neat. It has a ton of cool technology. And again, I just feel like it's a really solid offering. Like, this is definitely in this category right now. Ford Escape, Toyota RAV4, all that kind of stuff. I think this is my favorite. I don't think this is actually my favorite hybrid in this segment now. And there we have it, everyone. The 2020 Honda CR-V Touring with the new hybrid powertrain. And again, a huge shout and thank you to Stockton 12 Honda for providing us with this CR-V. Again, check out their inventory in the link below. I will see all of you guys in that next video.